watching the Sharyn Lake Show. I have a really great guest tonight, and this is, by the way, the Hotel California Studios. I named it that a long time ago, even before I thought about doing a show, long before I thought about doing a show. So let's get into what I've decided to call the nonsense news, which is my version of the news. Here we go. Really quickly. I'm not going to go too long with this because I want to get the show on the road. Anyway, so one thing I heard about today anyway was baseball season and how it's kind of, what word did I use here? It's funny. It's kind of out of bounds. Anyway, because of coronavirus and people are showing up sick and half of teams and whatever. All right, this is a little editorial from yours truly, Cher Gorgeous. Now, what sense does it even make? We're in the middle of a freaking pandemic. Can people live a year without sports? I mean, it's just 1 year. We'll be okay. We'll have an antidote or, cure or whatever it is. And then we'll move on about our lives. And then we don't necessarily, and I'm a sports fan. Sure, if it's on, I'll watch it. If somebody puts a gun to my head, I'll also watch it. This also works for me. But, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe just, say 3 strikes and it's out for the season. And same goes for football. I could live without it. Again, I like it if under dire circumstances. But, all right, one other thing. One other silly piece of nonsense news. All right, this week is World Jump Rope Week. So, a lot of people have been eating too much during the pandemic. This is your opportunity to lose it. And today's National Milk Chocolate Day. All right, I'll stop talking. And hey, Dave. And I will bring on my guest for tonight, which is the one and only East Bay Ray. Dorley, stop that. No. Yeah, I've really got to learn to start preparing something to say while I'm waiting for my... There you go. Hi.
Oh, let me turn up the light a little. Oh. I guess I don't have very good lighting.
That's okay. I don't have half my head is chopped off, but I can fix that.
Oh, wait. I can fix the lighting. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, a little bit.
All right.
Anyway, on with it.
Anyway. So how are you doing? It's been a while.
I'm doing okay under the circumstances. This shelter in place has gone on a lot longer than anticipated. And I believe, like I'm in California, they should just copy what Italy and Spain did and New York City. Because New York City, Spain, and Italy were just nightmares. And they brought the numbers way down. And the rest of the United States is going up.
Right. I live in New York City, and we were shut down for quite some time. That's why my roots look so awesome.
Do they mandate masks when you go into public?
It's not mandated, but you can't go into a store without one. And there's a lot of mask shaming. Listen. It's been in the 90s here, and I already have weird breathing issues because I have sinus problems, and that's fine. I deal with it. It's okay. But, sometimes I can't wear one, and, if there's nobody around me, I'm not, I'll take it off, but but then there'll be somebody who passes by me, and I see the side eye all glaring at me, and I'm just well, breathing helps. I don't know.
If you're outside and 6 feet apart, it's relatively safe. And I also understand, I've read a couple of articles that you have to be talking to someone with the virus for longer than 15 minutes to get enough viruses in you. So just passing someone on the street is not risky. It'd be risky if they coughed or sneezed on you, but that doesn't happen. But basically it takes 15 minutes of exposure to get the bad case.
True. I got all my tests. I even got I tested a while ago. I got a test a while back for just antibodies, and that came back negative. And then I also got another test for coronavirus like a couple of weeks ago, and that came back negative, which is probably why I feel kind of like I'm not wearing a mask. I'm fine.
But you're only good up to the test. Well, since you've had the test, you could be exposed.
True. Hold on a second. My air conditioner is super loud, and I can barely hear anything. So I will be right back, and don't do it. All right. Now I can hear. Hearing. I remember hearing. Anyway, so sorry about that. So, so you're up in like San Fran or like around there, right? The East Bay?
No, not San Fran. I'm in Oakland, the East Bay.
Right. That makes more sense. Well, so you have this new band, The Killer Smiles. I'm gonna jump right into that.
Yes.
I felt so awkward.
And that's a new, exciting new project that's featuring you and Skip and a couple. How did it come together? Besides, I know that you already played with Skip, but how else did it come together? How the other members get involved?
Well, Steve Wilson, the drummer, and Greg Reeves, the bass player, both people I've played with, and they've actually did one or two Dead Kennedy tours at different times together when other people are health issues. Yeah.
That's interesting. And so this is definitely a departure from the Dead Kennedys. I feel like I don't have to shout. This is so nice. Anyway, this is... I'm always shouting because of the air conditioner and my fan and everything. Whatever, I need to figure this out. But this is not the time. Anyway, but like, what do you call it? So, like, it's definitely a departure from the Dead Kennedys. It's a lot more, it's a lot more soulful. I hear a lot of different kinds of genres in there, which is interesting and nice.
Yeah, well, actually, in Dead Kennedy, there's a lot of, there's a taste of those things, because that's the kind of music I listen to and play. This is, I don't think it's a good idea to try to duplicate Dead Kennedys. That was a unique combination of 4 talents and time. That's hard to do and do again. But there are basically music that I like. There are some punk songs on there, like Raising the Stakes and It's Broken. Safety Sound is like a reggae song. 16 Tons is a country song. And Oh, the Heart is Something is like a ballad. I've always liked ballads. In Dead Kennedys, in Dead Kennedys, we're kind of typecast. It had to be a certain kind of music and a certain kind of attitude. And this was just like, I'd like people to not think, oh, this is Dead Kennedys 5 or some reproduction of that. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water.
Sure.
Been talking all day. So people listen to it without prejudice and just listen to it as music. I think they'll really enjoy it. I mean, the reviews and all the people I've talked to are really, really positive about it. They're kind of surprised. But I think if you expect Dead Kennedy sounds, you're going to, don't listen to it. Go listen to Dead Kennedy's records.
Right. Right, exactly. I mean, I like that it's a departure. I like that, I like that it's a different sound, and either way, though, like, I still hear you're driving the car, so that's really, that's always fun. So it's a little reminiscent because it's you.
Yeah, very unique.
Yes, you definitely have a unique style. Now, I did a little homework because that's what I do, and I know that your influences were Sid Barrett and Elvis's guitarist, whose name is escaping me now. Plus, and also like a lot of, definitely a lot of surf rock. I'm sure you grew up on that, and being from the West Coast and all. But any other influences? Like who else would you cite as influences, especially those that would surprise people?
Oh, wow. I think Hubert Sublime of Sublime. I have to see his name. He's the guitar player for Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters influences. Not that I tried to copy their style, but I listened to them. And it's like surf music. I never really played or bought surf records, but when I was growing up, the older kids and the older teenagers in the neighborhood were playing surf music. You know, it was California, and so it just kind of seeped into my subconscious, so to speak. And then Scotty Moore and Sid Barrett were the ones that inspired me to get an Echoplex, the Echo unit, which is a trademark part of my sound. Other guitar players. Actually, the James Brown guitar players that played funk music. I think from the '60s, to me, I think Jimi Hendrix is the best from the '60s because he can play the blues, but he can also play psychedelic, and
Right.
he expanded he plays outside the box. Well, most players play inside the box.
That's true. That's a lot more than I can say for myself as a keyboardist and as a singer. I don't know. I kind of go all over the place. I don't know, but I don't have a style of my own. Sure.
I think most musicians that I know, really good and great musicians, listen to all sorts of different kinds of music, and then that kind of filters into the music they're doing and makes the stew spicy and more interesting.
That's definitely true. Like, because you definitely want that. That's what probably gives. That's what makes something not so cookie cutter.
Correct. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just a generic band. When I produce a band, if am I involved in the songwriting, I say, listen to other kinds of music besides punk music, because then you kind of get generic. My story is when I was driving to San Francisco from the East Bay for Dead Kennedys songwriting session, I used to listen to Noel Haggard on my cassette player guitar, because he's a really good songwriter and knows how to do the structures of the songs. I mean, that's one of the reasons Dead Kennedys lasted so long, is our song structure is actually, if you study it, it's like Cole Porter and the Beatles and Motown. And that's
interesting influences.
Yeah, well, I mean, the song structure, I mean, all that, even if you look at, what separates the hip-hop superstars like Run DMC from somebody with just a drum machine in their basement, it's so they have a song structure to keep it going. And same thing with reggae. That's what, there's millions of players, but there's only a few that know how to make it into a song and present it well. Like the difference of somebody just having a camera and taking a film, while a director knows how to put the films together and make a story and make it interesting for the audience.
That's very true.
I speak the truth.
That you do. What do you call it? I know that, like, you guys were together, the Dead Kennedys were together from 78 to 86.
Yeah.
I'm hot, so I might screw up my words. Things might come out wrong, but not anyway. But you guys were together and you produced many albums, and and then you guys went your separate ways for a few years. Yeah. So, but in that time, you were involved with many other bands.
Yes.
Like I could list it, but I'll just name a few. Like there was okay. Yeah, there was like Band Health and like I don't know, several others like Pearl Harbor, Down Feelings, so on and down the line. What was your are some of these available now, or are, like, if people wanted to go research, or?
Pearl Harbor stuff may or may not be. The record label guy was kind of an entrepreneur and was importing stuff on boats into California and ended up in federal prison. So
Okay.
But the Pearl Harbor band was fun because that was kind of a garage band. It was fun and fun players. We enjoyed each other. It's kind of sad that the record label guy fell apart. You really need like a partner. Musicians are good at making music. You need someone that knows how to sell and distribute. My example is like the Rolling Stones had Adler Duke Oldham, and Bob Dylan had Albert Grossman. Without those people as part of the team, they never would have been as influential as they are.
Like Elton John with Bernie Taupin, for example, as well.
He's the lyricist. I'm talking about the manager, the salesman. Like Duke Ellington had Irving Mills for decades. Yeah, I mean nobody's ever heard of him, but they were basically partners, and it left the musicians to work on music, and then they would work on getting it out to people and getting the rent paid. Nowadays, with it's Google and Facebook are ripping off musicians, ripping off creators, filmmakers, and authors too. But do yourself, like people that are big stars on Kickstarter and stuff. They're actually better at salesmanship than they are at music. Kickstarter, you need to know a lot about salesmanship, and so reward salesmanship and not so much talent. My example, like Miles Davis, the jazz trumpet player, is a great genius musician, but he never survived social media because he's kind of a notorious asshole.
Right. That's kind of like me. If I knew more about sales, I might have more followers, and I might have 10,000 people watching this right now, which I should, but for some reason, I'm working on it. So, I'm good at this, but then at the same time, I don't know how to do sales, and that's not my strong part.
Should add some cute animal videos.
Yeah, maybe I'll add some pink animals, or something. I don't know. Give away free things. I have sleep masks if people want them. Anyway, so what else? So you also, speaking of films and whatever, you also did like a film soundtrack, right? Like an indie film soundtrack or film score?
Oh yeah, I did. Yes, Persephone. I don't know. I can't remember if that was the full title. They changed the title as they were making the film. Yeah, that was an interesting project. But really to like do that more, you kind of have to move to LA. The film was made up here. They went on to the film did good for them. With Scott McKee, and there's two guys, and they put together, and they got a big budget. They got to do a Hollywood film, which I have never seen though.
So you've never seen the film that you did the music for?
Oh yeah, I saw that film. Yeah. We had the whole premiere and the after party and stuff. It's kind of like it was fun. It's a big, nice social scene.
That's cool.
A lot of people worked on it. The sound and lights and props and actors, and it was pretty amazing to watch and be involved in. I think I'm actually in the film. Well, they filmed. There was a band playing a song, at a club.
How do we get to see this?
It's called Persephone Speaks or something like that. It's Persephone. It's based on the Greek myth of Persephone. And it's Scott McKee, McGhee, and another person. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not out there. Maybe it is. I have a DVD of it, though.
Burn it and send it out to the masses. I don't know what to tell you.
My distribution is not my job.
That's right. Or just burn it and send it out to me. There you go. One distribution. Anyway, what else can I ask?
Send me $25.
Okay, fine. That's easy enough. So you also, this is fun to talk about. Now, the band got back together around 2000 or 2002, 2003, something like that, right? Oh, Amazon has it. Okay, I'll watch it. Thanks. What do you call it? What do you call it? You also did some stuff for Guitar Hero. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, they called us up, and they ask you to make stems, like you separate the drums, bass, and guitar and voice into separate things, and they put it in the game. And it's kind of fun because we were, we've never been on a major label. We've always been independent. I think it's only us and Black Flag are the only independent, that have a recording career, so to speak. Though I think the Grateful Dead, they were on Warner Brothers for a while, but they've also been mostly independent. But it's kind of an honor. It was kind of fun. A friend of mine, Jeff Trott, that used to live in the city and moved to LA and stuff. He had a son that was about 8 years old, and when I was visiting them, he's like, "Come on, you have to see my son Quinn play Holiday in Cambodia." So he was playing it on Guitar Hero, and he was like, "They don't have any of my songs on Guitar Hero." Yeah, he's cute.
But you're like, but he can play my song, so how's it going? What else could I ask? All right, so let's see. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So also, like, so you want to explain where the name East Bay Ray comes from?
Oh yeah, okay. Actually, Klaus named me. Back when I was starting the band, I put ads in. There's music papers looking for musicians. Oh, okay.
Hold on. We got some. Sorry, there's a lot of riders outside. There's a lot of motorcycle stunt people that like to ride up and down my street. Okay, say that again. I'm sorry.
So I put ads in music papers, musician papers, and I was trying to say my location, blah, 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 I'm up to people. And then I put East Bay, and then there was a space, and then my name, Ray, and my phone number, and the way the newspaper printed it, it looked like East Bay Ray. So when Klaus called, he asked for East Bay Ray. So that's how I got the name.
Okay. That's cool.
I was born in the East Bay and live in the East Bay, and my mother was born in the East Bay.
So you're East Bay Ray.
I'm East Bay Ray, exactly.
I should be all over New York City chair. Do you have time? Do you have a few minutes so that what do you call it? Some of the people watching could ask questions.
Yeah, real short, because I do have another interview to do. So, like, what, a couple minutes?
Yeah, sure.
But I can't really. You'll have to read the questions to me because I can't really see them.
Okay. I can barely see them myself. All right. Does anybody have any questions for East Bay Ray? Now's the time to ask.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes it takes a minute because we got to type it in. Well, I could ask one in the meanwhile. So, what have you been doing anything besides? Obviously, you've put out the Killer Smiles, but have you been doing anything interesting during the pandemic?
During the pandemic?
Lockdown, whatever.
Yeah, well, actually, Klaus and I are working on something, but we're not allowed to talk about it. Secret.
Okay.
And I'm reading novels. I'm reading Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. 900 pages. I'm up to page 700.
That's amazing. I don't know that I could read like 500 pages of anything. Let's see. We have one question from somebody. Let's see. Okay. Lots of deadheads and punks and vice versa. What do you think of the Grateful Dead and punks cross-pollinating?
The Grateful Dead and punks cross-pollinating. I think in any kind of rock and roll type music, it's always about cross-pollination. I mean, basically, when Elvis did his Sun Sessions with Scotty Moore, the first single, one side was a blues song, and the other side was a country song, Blue Moon in Kentucky, and the other one was That's All Right Mama. So he, living in Memphis, was hearing the country music and the blues music and was, combining them. So that's an interesting thing. And then, that goes along. Like, what is it? The Run DMC Walk This Way. They combine Aerosmith combined with Run DMC and hip hop.
That's true.
So, the other thing in rock music is gospel music, and then if you get into prog rock, you got bebop jazz influence.
One other question: what's your favorite gear or equipment?
Oh, I use the Marshall amp, and I have a Echoplex Echo unit, but I also use a DL6 Echo modeler because the Echoplex is very old and can't get parts for it, so I use it sparingly. But I think the most important thing is, let's see, where's my camera? These are the most important instruments, the fingers.
You always were funny. Okay. Now, last but not least, the most important question, of course, is where can people find the Killer Smiles?
Well, it's on Die Laughing Records, Golden Robot Records, and from what I understand, it's on all the digital platforms, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, etc., etc., etc. So just type in Killer Smiles, and it should appear. And if not, I will call up Die Laughing and Golden Robot and tell them to do their job. Just joking.
Get on it.
Because I know they're watching, so I do. Okay?
All right. Well, Ray, it's been a pleasure having you. It's good to see you again. I love. You did sign this shirt somewhere, I think, like right over. I don't know. It's either here or here, and it's been washed out. So I need you to sign it again sometime. So I hope to see you sometime before the year's over, or in 2021.
We were on our way to New York to play in March, and we got canceled. New York and Boston canceled halfway through our tour because of the virus.
Where were you supposed to play in New York?
The Brooklyn Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, next time I'll go.
Next time we'll go. Yeah. If there's a time, I think live rock music's going to be the last thing to open up because of the yelling and screaming. Apparently, there's been no virus spread at a classical music concert or a jazz music concert. So those stay because people keep quiet, keep their mouth shut.
And they're not trying to bang into each other or get real close to each other. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well,
okay.
They were close to classical music and jazz concerts. It's opening your mouth and talking and yelling and screaming that can spread it.
True. Being a holiday and what?
Yeah.
True.
Okay. Thank you for the interview and.
Thanks for being here with me. You've been watching the Sharyn show with Cher Gorgeous. If you don't already follow Ray, please do. If you don't already follow me, please do, and tell 5 friends to. Maybe 2 will, maybe 1 will, maybe 1 will, but hopefully someone will. And with that, you've been watching the Sharyn show, a Sharendipity production from the Hotel California Studios. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Be good to each other.
Good night.